Hiya, I'm Gantek, and a shout out to 6 more rum and sold gold farb for following. We're getting really close now. So, Streamversary coming up on Tuesday, and we're 2 follows away from making 200 follows in 1 year of streaming. So, during this first year of streaming, I've played mostly this game. And this could be the end of a revenge arc in this game. So let's load him up. His name is Bond. Unnamed Bond. Let me type something in chat now. I'm going to try my... If I can, I'm going to try my most annoying, snobby, fake British accent that I can manage. I'm going to roleplay this dude. Ah, let me get a prune and stuff it down the back of my throat. Ah, ah, hmm, hmm. Vodka martini. No. Vodka martini. Shaken, not stirred. That's assuming my voice will hold up at all. It's gonna be, transatlantic mix of American and British attempts at something. We shall see. We shall see. I must imagine the U after the O in every word. My voice is not really up to it. I might just shut up. We shall see. So I am in the Pleasant Valley mine. My God, that is so horrible. Well, I'll never be an actor unless I can fake an American accent well enough. Anyway, vodka martinis are for girls. I'm having whiskey on the rocks. Just a very small amount though. Just a very small amount. The 3 R's. The 3 R's. Oh, give me the oohs and ahs. So, talk about not being prepared. I just thought of it, you see. And I should be more dry like that. Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? British accent. I am the authority on this subject, not you. Wild, crazy imaginings. Also must remember to finish a sentence on a low note to make it more impactful. I don't know what I'm doing clearly. I think I had a fog. The fog might set me back. As a matter of fact, we have a weather change in the works right now. Right on cue. And my current problem is I must carry the torch. And hope and pray that the wind direction does not change. And it did. So after I come out, after my torch is blown out, the wind protection icon appears. What a chip. What a chip. You know, I might sleep here in this mine and be all the better prepared for the morning. I have all the coal in the world. So now I sound like G-Man. It is a little bit cold. A torch may protect me from wolves if there's no wind. But a flare also will. A flare. A flare. A flare also will protect me from wolves. And neither of them shall protect me from bears. But I must avoid the bears anyway. For there is a bear with my name on it. That is, however, not true. His name is Stavro. Stavro must die. The wind has not subsided. There. There is something wrong with my larynx. There, 3 R's. There is something wrong with my larynx. There is something wrong with my larynx. There's something wrong with my larynx. There's something wrong with my larynx. Okay, got the 3 R's. Now we can be a spy. So here comes another weather change. Welcome to Pleasant Valley. There's something wrong with my larynx. There is now a blizzard. 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 Go on. And perhaps I must stay here for the night. I have no idea how I signed, because everything is, you know, all the sound is overpowering. Any kind of voice out leaking in through my headphones. So, fake. fake plum in throat. There is something wrong with my larynx. There is something wrong with my larynx. Okay, 3 hours. It's good practice. It's good practice. Well, I can't go on this. Well, a blizzard gives me free passage down to the road. If I can just hit the road, I can make it indoors in this blizzard. And then I shall make it past any bear here in order that I not accidentally kill that bear first, because my arch enemy must die. I brought the storm lantern for this precise occasion. Oh God. How will this end? Shall I risk life and limb in order to get free passage past the bears and wolves? I wonder. Yes, I shall. That doesn't really sound like Bond, does it? Also, he has these Scottish S's, like, shh. Really, my darling? I am going to do my best. This shall be a new experience. And I must confirm if birch bark teas stack. They shall stack when I'm thirsty enough. Although, you know, I were hoping that I should be able to sprint. When you do not mix and match your drinks, it seems you get a stacking action going on. So I need to be, because I don't have, I have a coffee! Awesome. August. Really? Really, my darling? Really, my darling? Just practicing. Really, my darling, I should be completely unable to miss the road. The road. I'm so bad at British accents. I do not wish to be turned around. You see? And so I shall hug this road drift until such time complete waste. Oh. But of course they have put a fence here in order that you shall not pass without a spray. My name is Bond. Unnamed Bond. And I have a date with my arch nemesis. His name is Stavro. Hello, Foxbit, and welcome to the British stream. I'm gonna make a mess of it, I know it, but I shall try to sound as dry as I can. I like my vodka martini very dry. Very dry indeed. By the time that I shall reach this crossing, my clothing will have taken the same amount of beating as a bear struggle. Can't say bear. Bear. I have a date with a bear. This is not the rural store, but I shall take it. So, it's a weird stream tonight. Because we British are all weird. Especially if we come from Scotland to impersonate a fake British accent. We must also raise one eyebrow, like so, in order to sound posh. Posh, 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 posh. So, Foxpit, you have come at just the right time to witness the apocalypse. The bear apocalypse. I should count myself very, very lucky. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. This was a most interesting find, for after having survived for 50 days, it is now time to flip my underwear. It has been a point long outstanding, and it will feel outstanding, having flipped my inner underwear for my newfound outer underwear, which are freshly laundered and smelling like rose hips. Ah, I can breathe freely. I cannot pee freely, but I can breathe freely. These underwear shall satisfy my innermost dreams and desires. The desire of freshness. At the inmost layer to my soul. I'm gonna keep doing this. So, now we have acquired the underwear. Next, we shall acquire the Wunderbear. Keep them coming, keep them coming. Don't lose faith, Contact. The wetness of my clothing is outstanding at this present moment. It might be the best course of action to also flip my headgear and finger gear, like so. Hey, Foxbit! Thanks for the bits. I mean, thank you most kindly, sir, for this generous donation. Now, I am a born Brit, so I have always been dry, but now my clothing also is dry. That was weak. Anyway. What other treasures await this glorious mansion, I wonder? I wonder. A fish named Wanda. And it was no loss at all, having left the water by the mine, for there is fresh water in this very fine establishment. Shall I venture into town? I think I shall. For my name is Bond. Unnamed Bond. I had better have a look at my clothing. Is my clothing deteriorating? From this most brave of tricks. With any luck, I shall be at the rural store. Rural store. Come nightfall. Rural store. Man, 3 hours are difficult. Vodka martini. Shaken, not stirred. Yes. Blizzards currently lure you out in the bad weather. They sound most innocent and pure, but they are a lure. They lure you, I swear. We are approaching the finale of this season, in which the man named Bond, unnamed Bond, shall off his arch enemy, that most unbearable of friends, Stavro. The game has crashed. Unfortunately, it is now being reported automatically to Hinterland. TLD.exe has stopped working. This is of no benefit to our campaign, so I shall once again try for my previous save point, and I shall also inspect my notes in order to find out whether this crash behaved like the previous. And we have not yet slept, so why not refrain from sleeping this one time? I should be inside the door ready to loot once more. Yes, this was a crash, a most rare occurrence on PC until version 1.74. Must practice. Ooh. This might have been a stroke of fortune, for I might have missed the guaranteed matches on my previous visit, so thank you. I am thankful for the crashing. And for the pork. The pork from York. Rather than sleeping, I shall be passing time. And I shall not touch my bedroll, for this is a Catholic sin. Perhaps then the game shall not save and therefore not crash. And indeed it was so. And I may now chance it across the street to the bingo hall. Where I shall spend the night and cook many, many, many coffees. We are exhausted. We are. Sound like, Bronx or Brooklyn. We are. Where is my plum? Where is my plum? I must find my plum. I should very much like to boil some water in this pot. Why is this option unavailable to me? Most peculiar. The answer might be that it is possible to place the pot outside the cooking spot. My encumbrance matters not at this current point in time, for why did I not use the stove? I shall change my ways. Well, possibly I don't have very many pots to cook in, so 2 cooker might suffice then. There are no more pots, and therefore this fire must die. Please let me know if the game audio is loud enough and whether my voice still overrides it. Whether you can still hear my wonderfully educated accent. I have an Oxford education, you see. It's the pride of my family. I shall be right back. Furthermore, I must remember to grow a much more dry and posh accent. How are you, Foxbit? How are you this fine evening? I shall also attempt to make my accent nasal, but I need, for this special purpose, I should need a clothespin, lest my accent not be nasal enough. Independent now. I must say, old chap, I have no idea. I have no idea why I should boil so much water when I have a perfectly good lavatory quite nearby. However, now I shall be able to cook all the coffees I should like. I like coffees. Isn't it peculiar? Isn't it peculiar how, speaking of coffee, once you go black, you tend to never go back. There. Now we shall have many cups, the proverbial coffee, on my future adventures. Hey. Yeah. We have found many items of sustenance on the way here from the fishing village in Coastal Highway by way of Jack Rabbit, Misanthrope, and Quonset. We are nearing the final countdown to Bear Explosion. And so I shall refuse these low-grade items of food at the present moment. Do wounded wolves flee far away? They can very well do that if you hit them with an arrow. Depends on whether you slayed them with your hatchet or your bow. Foxbit. I think they can run pretty far away, but the tendency is to run a medium distance and then snap out of running, but it depends on which region you are in, you see. If you are in Fort Muskeg or Coastal Highway, or indeed this place, Pleasant Valley, the ground is free of obstacles and very large, and this tends to increase the distance that wounded animals flee, whatever the kind of animal, no matter if it's a deer or a bear or a wolf. They shall run far, far away and be happy forever after. And to drop the act though for a minute. If you kill, did you shoot him with an arrow or did you smack him with a tool or shoot him with a gun? If you shot him with a gun, I'm gonna refrain from venturing a guess. But if you shot him with an arrow, he could run very far away. Revolver, they tend to flee anyway then. I would say he will try to run pretty far away, and then maybe he will get back on his patrol where he was when you shot him. Or rather, where he came from when you had to shoot him. But not very soon. Not like... It will take him a few minutes to get back on his patrol. And this should be good. We are ready to sleep, for tomorrow waits a great battle, near the radio tower. I'm probably overdoing it, huh? It shall be noon, or round about 10 a.m. in the morning, when we wake up, and we shall check our clothing, but we made sure to swap out our wet clothing in order for it not to give us frostbite in our sleep. Anybody got a plum? I need to stick a plum down my neck to get my accent right, I think. It would help if I had a side tone, if you know what that is. It's when a small part of your own voice is fed back into your ears, that you may hear what you sound like and adapt accordingly. Whereas, do Brits say whereas or whereas? Okay, we got the 3 R's. Let's use them. Whereas, headsets for computers and consoles and things of this sort generally don't have symptom, which means there is no adjustment. What you say is what you get. You can certainly tell that we are in Pleasant Valley, for this is a place of many blizzards. This is in fact the original Cree name for this region, and then some tourist office made a brochure in which they lied to all the people in order to lure them to their quaint establishments. So welcome, welcome. Step inside and maybe in a little while I shall show you my art collection. This reminds heavily of the camp office. Camp office. Office. That's more like Brooklyn, right? Office. Camp office. At Mystery Lake. And here's Stavro in his younger years. You can see that he is young and handsome and has not yet has life laid upon his face the furrowed linings of yesteryear. Here is a painting I made of my neighbor's barn. Here we have a collection of wild animals in similarly but not quite similarly shaped frames. Whenever it sounds wrong with an American R, I'm going to switch it for an R. So frames. Here is the familiar farmhouse, where almost all the animals have gone extinct from the simple rules of evolution. The survival of the fittest. So those best suited to farm life have indeed survived. The wolves, the rabbits, and the bears. Whereas the poor cows that were once in the sheds, certainly not stables, cow stables, whoever heard of such a preposterous thing? Cow barn, of course. So the cows in the cow barn, they've all died before they were tethered. They were tethered to their death. Here we have a scene from where I have recently visited the fishing camp in Coastal Highway, as well as a random mountain. Here we find Contemplation Bridge, which is not far from here. This also is a scene from that very same fishing camp in Coastal Highway. And here is yet another random mountain. Perhaps it is the Timberwolf Mountain, and this is the creek near that most famous location, the Mountaineer's Hut. I mean, it's starting to work, isn't it? Mountaineer's Hut. Mountaineer's Hut. I am very British. And at the present moment we have shown you the art collection in the community hall of Thompson's Crossing. It is time to sleep for 2 hours in order to find out whether this blizzard shall leave us alone. Might it be better to repair my spare underwear? I shall never fear. I must apologize, my dear friend Foxpit, for I have missed your conversation, which is most important to my survival. Revolver. 'Tis new for me to try with Revolver in Voyager mode. I left Loper mode for a while to have a more relaxing time in Voyager mode. Foxpit tells me I have quite nice clothing for Loper mode. Well, this, you see, was a primary goal for this character, whose name is Bond. Unnamed Bond. One of the items on his to-do list was to get crafted clothing early. Early? Get crafted clothing early, you see, in order to in order to see how soon this feat could be achieved. And verily, upon return from the forge, he did indeed manage to have all this beautiful crafted clothing available to him. And I can do even better by swapping out my now perfectly dry clothing. My clothing is perfectly dry, just as if it came out of a dryer, you see, but it's still not as dry as my British accent. Or at the very least, this is my goal this fine evening. By all accounts, this should be a short stream tonight, for all his life has been built up to this moment. The absolute climax of shooting and gouging and stabbing and stamp on the bear once he's dead and gone from this woody sort of world. So let me just switch out a little bit so I can talk faster. Nice clothing. Well, I have the wolfskin coat, rabbit gear, deer gear. Found the combat pants, double wool, thin wool sweater, which is the best sweater you can have. Also, double toque action if I need it. Ski jacket, and hallelujah, almighty Lord. I found this was not a single underwear run. I did find my second pair of underwear in the house that's normally boarded up next to, well, the other side of the road from here, next to the rural store. At least in my previous runs, that house has not been up, which probably doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean that if that house is down, you will forfeit the underwear. The underwear will be in a container that's available to the player. But I'm glad I stopped by there and checked it out. So I got, apart from the underwear, I got all these clothes done by day. I did all my arrows first. I could have saved a few days. So after I leave the dam, so that's when I left it out. So 24, so 21. And here I forged. Well, no, here I forged, but you have to deduct 2 days because it says 2 days left. So I'm on day 52 and I've lived 50 days. So I am on day 52 then, but it doesn't really, it's a bit weird like that. Sometimes it adds on 1 or 2 days, depending on time of day when you spawned. I think I spawned in the afternoon, in Timberwolf Mountain. So, it is now time to switch back to my very dry British accent, for it is time to leave for the next place. And I am heavy, but not very. I shall, however, drop some of my clothing. I have been looking. I have been searching all over this world for fleece mittens, to have some fleece mittens back after I dropped 5 pairs of fleece mittens at the plane crash. For I found other mittens, well, work gloves, which my arch nemesis, the bear, ruined for me. And so he shall die. He shall die in a most gruesome manner. He shall die by my hand. And I have preserved all my flare shells, rather, for this special occasion. And this is fine. Unequip. And because... No, that's Brooklyn again. And because... No, that's American. How do you say because in British accent? And because... Something like that. And because... I have all the clothing I shall desire. I can walk. No, I can walk. I can walk down this very road all the way to the radio tower. Tower of power. I should, however, prefer not to take cold damage, should I be able to help it. Leather is very good. Very, very good. And it's 1 degree too cold in here to get one. So I may have to stop by the barn. Or rather, the other barn by the farm. Temperatures are so low that I may expect a blizzard any moment. We are on the hunt for Mr. Unnamed Bond's greatest arch enemy. This story is one of a revenge watch. could have lit this flare. I could have lit this flare in order to bring the temperature up by 3 degrees inside the car and sleep 1 hour, torch in hand in my bedroll. And this could have made me warm once more. Could have made me warm once more. Once more. But where I was brought up, I was taught, no, that's Brooklyn. I was taught, no, I was taught, I was very taught when I was young. And I was taught not to waste flares. I am most entertaining to myself. Apparently. Fox Pit. With multiplayer, we may meet each other on one of these roads. On one of these roads. Not roads. And once we reach the Contemplation Bridge, we shall stop and contemplate. But not for... It's so hard to make the R's. But not for very long. It's so hard to avoid the Brooklyn accent. Why does it turn into Brooklyn accent? Four. I have to make it longer. We shall not stop for very long, for it is very cold. Verily, one might even say it's freezing. So what's the third R? Well, that's the normal R. Freezing. Oh. I sprint corrected. We shall instead have our heart broken on this bridge. Now we shall find out what we can do with the remainder of the day. And I am sure that I have looted the spawn out completely previously. Indeed, in the first that sounds so wrong. In the first in the first week. Maybe it sounds better if I go more nasal first. Foxpit learned English in London, so for him or her, it's easier to understand British English. Well, it is the English of monarchs, is it not? It is royal. It has a royal bearing, I'm sure. Now the question is, shall we stay in this fine establishment in the night, or might we perish in the hay? For I must sleep 10 hours in order that I restore my condition to full health. You see, I think the survival play should be to revisit the farmhouse and once more enjoy that most famous of inventions, the six cooker. Although I am quite near the radio tower, and so I shall try my best in this lovely weather to reach it. But first, I must warm up. Now, revenge is a dinner. Revenge is best served cold, which means that I have no qualms about staying the night at the radio tower, even though I might spot the bear on the way there. I shall be warm in here quite rapidly and be quite able to reach the radio tower before the aurora. How the hell do you say aurora in British English? Before the aurora strikes. Wow, that was tricky. I'm quite sure I shall not need all these hot drinks. However, 'tis better to come prepared. And my bedroll. What is a bedroll in British? Bedroll. Bedroll is warmer than this hay bed, which means I shall be warm all the sooner. But I shan't sleep. I shall pass time. This bedroll indeed looks very dark in comparison to previous renditions of the very same bedroom. And I shall be able to drink the coffees, not for warmth, but for kicks. Moose kicks. Now the important thing here is to at any cost avoid any bear entanglements, for I shall fight him on my own terms, and I shall kill him, and he shall die, in a most gruesome manner. Should I encounter the bear on the way to said establishment, I may well go the long way around, or waste my coffees on a little climb of magnificence. However, my encumbrance is most severe. I shouldn't go here, because I can't climb up there. I am indeed most grateful that I have opted not to broadcast my face on stream, for when I do this British accent, I am also somewhat acting, turning my face into one that you would readily punch at the first opportune moment. I swear, you would gladly punch this face currently. You would carry no qualms for doing so. And this is 2020. We don't need ankles anymore. Now, it is most important that I encounter neither bear nor wolf, in order that I may sweep this condition back before sunrise. Sunrise. We have no ankles, but it's quite all right. Quite all. How to say all right in British? All right. All right. When in doubt, use the R sound, and you sound all the Pasha. Now, were there a bear here, I might be quite unable to hear the bear. We shall see what the future holds. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not very experienced with British enunciation, you see, and so I default to pronouncing words in the most annoying and posh manner to my ability in order that I may pass for a true Arthurian knight. Do I actually need to cook anything? Yes. This is our home now. Our home. This is our home for the duration. And not until our patience is rewarded. That was hard. Rewarded. Now it's Brooklyn again. Rewarded. That was hard. Rewarded. I'm just gonna say rewarded. And this is an outdoor fire barrel. Fire barrel. Which surely means that I shall be able to make 3 liters. So liters. Man. On this very fine wind-protected stove oven mightiness. I might have also left behind an item of clothing or two. No, I brought every single item of ruined clothing with me out of this veritable hellhole. However, I might have found an item of clothing that I scorned. At the moment, having previously visited the plane crash. No, not crash. Plane crash. Crash. Posh. Brush. No, brush. I'm calming down. I'm dry. I'm posh. I use a brush almost every day in order that my hair stay in place. It's good practice. Brush. Okay. we are ready to sleep in this fine tower, and we may be able to repair once more our garments. Which garment shall it be, I wonder? And by the same token that we flipped our underwear on that fine day when we discovered the second pair of underwear, by the same token shall we also flip our socks, because this pair of socks has been worn on the inside for 50 days, meaning it will feel like heaven for my feet should I swap these out. The inner one for the outer one, you see. Then freshness is mine at last. On the other hand, an argument could be made that by flipping the socks in such a manner, the stink from the inner layer is now on the outer layer, meaning this stink, should it reach the nose of our intrepid survivor, might very well upset his nose. What's the expression? Might offend. It might offend his nose. Indeed, verily it might. This can now burn out. As far as I'm concerned, for I should like to repair my clothing. Wow. If I talked like that, if I went to England, I've been in England, I've been in Wales, but if I went and talked like that, how long would I live? My God. Well, actually, I might live longer than an American. Because they also sound obnoxious, don't they? If you're really honest, come on. Just kidding. I'm just having fun with it, you know. It is not in any way meant to offend any of my viewers, should they happen to be from this fine Isle of Britain. But yes, it would be quite the contrast. Going there and talking in a very posh and educated, Oxford-educated voice, mind you, in order to point out how very well educated I am to the plebs who speak their accents from various regions of the British Isles. They have defiled this fine island with their accents. They sound like longshoremen, the lot of them. I shall bear them no longer. I shall travel to Britain as soon as this virus is cleared out and slay them all. Anyone who cannot speak the Queen's English shall surely perish at my hands. I'm completely freebasing right now, apparently. So, repairs. Let's repair my hat. And I shall rather repair this up and have it fully repaired than to repair an item of clothing that needs no repair at all. For afterwards, you don't pronounce it, do you? Afterwards. Well, that's a bit of an accent, isn't it? Afterwards, much better. Afterwards, I am then able to swap this item of clothing out and have this still at 86%. No, not percent. How do you say percent in British? 86%. That is fine. I am most calm. Yes, yes. This accent is. How do you say? What's a synonym for obviously, but posher? Clearly, this accent is clearly to establish classes. You see, for once the classes are established, you can then look down on the other, look down on your fellow man, as if he were an animal, as if he were an animal, unfit for breathing the same air. Jesus. If my accent doesn't get me killed in Britain, that surely would. My goodness gracious. And lest I spend lantern fuel on the next repair, I shan't make it. And this in turn means that I must sprint my energy off, which is impossible with a broken ankle. Meaning that I must repair my ankle also, in order that I may sprint for short distances inside this fine establishment. Short distances. Shakespearean accent is what I'm going for. It's between I and Sir Ian McKellen. We shall duel, and he shall not pass. He shall not pass. Sorry. He shall not pass. So, shouldn't Gandalf be Gandalf? Alf. My name is not Alf, my name is Alf. Crackers shall suffice this night, for I believe they are free of, well, I keep forgetting myself. I have cooking skill level 5 at the present moment, meaning I can eat any food I desire. And we are ready for the grand finale. It will be most grand to kill the bear. It is most cold. Outdoors. Doors. I have to draw it out to avoid the Brooklyn accent, because if I say doors with the third R, with the silent R, then I get Brooklyn. But if I say doors, then it sort of works. Then it sort of works. I also must be. It helps to be. What's the word? Well, it helps to be Shakespearean. For then I can drag the vowels out. I heard the bear, and he shall surely die. However, I must be careful. I must have eyes on the bear before he gets eyes on Mr. Bond. More specifically, I must be able to gauge the distance to him so that I may prepare my attack. Are you there? Are you there? Where might I find a suitable rock? I swear, I could hear the bear. Here he comes. So he will be on the other side of this very rock. And I am not well protected here, but I might be well protected here. So he shall come here, and I must find the safe rock from which to hunt, or log from which to hunt him safely. Or I take my stand and gamble my life in a duel of wits. However, now I must retreat from the cold. Last time he was right there. However, I cannot shoot arrows through this fence, which means I should get up there if I can. And this was indeed the sound I was waiting for. I shall be patient. Vengeance is best served cold. And this, in turn, means that I shall be fully able to wait him out and give him what he deserves. And he deserves death. Fox Pit finally found first wolf out of 3. I'm having a hard time dropping the end of sentences. It's messing me with my larynx, you see. I'm gonna have to swallow in between. I have to swallow the plum in between each sentence to get a fresh plum. I am testing the hinges, and they work most perfectly. However, I must be warm when that final battle of a battle occurs. And I also need a refill. Be right back. Now, I wonder what would have happened if I started my Twitch career practicing Shakespearean accent and talking like this in all my streams. I wonder what would have happened. Either I think what would happen is I would be super popular after a while, after I nailed it. Uh, but it might also have meant, letters with death threats and stuff. So we are, we are killing Stavro, the arch enemy of an unnamed bond. So we must unequip what we have equipped in order that we may return to the tower door unharmed. Perhaps the fog might be rolling in during the day. This deer has been harvested before. And I must remember that the bear will arrive from the same entrance as the door. No, I have to drag it out. As the door. So hard. So hard to avoid the Brooklyn twinge. However, we shall be patient. Excuse me. For, as I said, Brooklyn. For now, the bear is on his patrol. Away from here, leaving us able to scout the surrounds for good hunting rocks. I must taste the words. I must taste the words. I must taste the words. I guess there's like a tongue thing? Because I said words and then said words. So word is like nerd in British. And you have to sort of adjust your tongue. So first let's see if we are able to climb this promising looking rock. However, I would prefer to not take more cold damage. Should I be able to prevent certain currents? Shakespeare. I have no spear, but I shall shake my bow at the bear. We shall feast on the ill-gotten gains. There's not really any way to say ill-gotten gains in British English, I don't think. Ill-gotten gains. Well, if you draw it out, everything works. If you draw it out. So, I shall eat, for I am peckish. And once more. No, that's Brooklyn. Once more. And once more. It's so hard. Door and more. That's super hard. How do you do it? How is it possible? You must have some abnormality of the mouth or something. More. Must eat more. And open the door. It's gonna be... what's his name? I hear no bear. So I should think it's safe to approach the rock. What's his name? Birdman. Camp Biloxi. Biloxi Blues. He usually carries a pistol in all his movies. He speaks... he is most nasal. He might be the most nasal of all Hollywood actors. What's his name? My God. Well, I can't be as nasal as he is, so. He has a Brooklyn accent, not a British accent. I should like to prepare this bear kill the best way possible. However, when the bear comes here, I shall not be able to go here and climb up the rock here. However, I might be able to light a fire here. And get lost. I'll get lost in the fog. get lost in the fog. Brooklyn. No, not quite. I am able to scale the mountain to here. This might then be the perfect place to bleed him and pass time. Because if I am here and hit him from here, he shall run away all across these lands, and I shall be unable to find him. So I must pass 4 hours right here. So we shall establish a camp here. After well, you see, it might be that if I go warm up now inside, I will miss the bear. He did appear. When did he appear here? He appeared here after I slept, correct? Yes. So perhaps it is best to serve my revenge extra cold in the morning. We shall see. At the present moment, it's much too cold to be out here. It's just a little bit too bad I deleted my the benefits of my push back tea by going outside in the cold. But I guess it worked anyway, right? I have a higher percentage now than I would have had if I hadn't. So. My condition is fine. One thing he will not get from me. Well, I might need the bedroll to make camp, so yeah. This will be a fight to the death, and he shall die, and my bedroll shall be safe. Perhaps he has learned his lesson. No, I can verily hear him approaching, so I must be very quick, lest I cannot make it to the rock. However, this is very dangerous. For you see, I cannot see him, and I need to see him from afar in order to be safe. He shall be a no-nonsense 100% safe Yeah, kill. There is no way that I will be able to hunt him presently. For you see, the fog is in my way. The fog. I guess they say fog, don't they? Not fog. Fog. 'Tis indeed foggy at the present moment. I may as well wait here for him to charge and shoot him through the fence and immediately pass 4 hours by the fire barrel. That actually sounds like a much better idea. That actually sounds like a plan. However, I must be sure that I remain undetected then, because otherwise I shall have to retreat into the radio tower and reset the bear. This must not take place. This must be a straight bear kill. Wow, my my poor larynx is taking a beating right now. I am not used to talking in this manner. Okay. Well, if he sees me and charges first, well, it doesn't matter. I need to plant an arrow in him and then not go indoors, or he will get revenge on me again instead of me getting a clean kill. So, patience is the order of the day. I can barely hear him. You are most astute, Foxpit, my friend. So I shall repair clothing and be patient. At one point, the fog shall surely lift, and I shall be perfectly able to execute my master plan of revenge, sweet revenge. But yeah, that's very American. But yes, at the present moment, I must once again pass time in order to make the bear disappear from here. This might or might not. They don't say not either. They don't say fog. They don't say not. They say not. Fog. And verily the fog has lifted, and it might now be warm enough for me to establish camp outdoors. No, outdoors. So friggin' hard. Outdoors. As long as you draw it out and you do the snob thing, it works out. I see a maple sapling. That shall surely be harvested. Along with all the sticks we need to establish camp. And I think I shall light the fire on the very top of the chosen rock. The very last time I laid eyes on the bear, it was just past noon. No, this is not quite true. It was afternoon, a few hours afternoon. After a few hours afternoon, after which I went to sleep for 1 hour and found him gone. Perhaps it is so that you must fight this bear, either in the cold morning or it's so easy to go into Brooklyn. Why is it so easy? Or in the fog, in the fog. So hard to say fog in British English. I don't get it. We shall practice patience, that we may kill this bear with one hit. And do so from a vantage point of complete safety. So the bear will come here, and I must be here. Also, my fire must be wind protected from the wind. Most intriguing. Perhaps this green slot here has been placed at this location in order to prepare this death trap for the bear. However, I believe I must be here, or perhaps here. I think here will be most favorable. Ah, I may have found a cheat hack. This shall be close enough for this gentleman spy to remain unharmed by the cold, provided this is wind protected, which is, well, I have options. This looks okay, but might be too far away. If the wind direction is unfavorable, we can light it here and be safe down there, and I want to be here. So, hunting position established, and I should be going here. I must be out here and await his arrival, you see, for he might be too close unless I can see him clearly. Can I get up here in any other way than from the road? I don't think so. So he must be far enough away from this spot here that I am able to get up here. For it is impossible to get up here. Have a dry run, and I might have the campfires ready that I may avoid looking for the correct spot. This sounds like a very good plan, assuming that wind gusts shall refrain from blowing out my torch. Just gonna light. I am just going to light this fire in order to have the actual fire spots prepared for the slaying of the bear. However, I may not be able to place this second fire, but this was the most important fire on this side, and also it might be the case that this spot here will be safe during the hunt. I cannot hear any bear sounds. How do you say boring in British English? You can't say boing. I want to say boring or boring. It is most boring having to await the perfect moment for this bear hunt. And at the present moment, I should like to cook up some birch bark teas, or possibly waste a stem. This would be the perfect moment to waste a stem, actually. Because otherwise I'll have a boring time spending all of energy in here. It should make me close to full health in the morning. But that bear is too good for full health. I don't need full health. It's going to be fine. In fact, I could probably go with a heartbeat and kill him. So how about dropping the bad bow? It would be nice if the wind stops, and I could place the fire in advance without... well, unless the bear is outside. Because obviously if he's already here, I can't do anything with that rock. And by golly, I hope I don't get this snobby pronunciation. I hope it doesn't stick, because I might. A snobby English accent? That would be like humorous and attract people. A snobby American accent that's not 100% American accent, that's 99% and snobby. That might be too much for most people. Well, you know, all I can do is throw calories on this and pass time. There is a workbench in here, but I have no tools here. Don't know what I would do. Yeah, I'm just trying to get ideas. So next weather change is, well, right now, so let's pass some time. And there goes the wind. All right. So I will be able, unless the bear is outside, I shall be able to prepare the bear fire. And I have an item equipped. Well, actually, it's still windy, so it's a case of the missing sounds in this update. And now, well, I could pass a smidge of time just to see if it died down a little bit, because wind is not weather. I didn't check wind direction, and I did the same mistake again. Yeah, so that's why you don't equip anything when you get out the door. So I cannot prepare the bear fire currently. No, so is it safe to aggro the bear? Hit him with an arrow and reach the door in time. Because this is a matter of prestige. This is a matter of prestige. He must not touch me, and I must touch him with the sharp end of a stick with feathers at the end of it. This is the challenge, you see. It's all fun and games, moving around, killing bears, when you have nothing to lose. But this bear must die without touching my fa-la-la. However, I think I must be safe if I sleep 1 hour in this very fine and very springy bed. Well, I can certainly harvest the leather from these gloves. Because... No, that's Brooklyn again. Because I am not a driver. Well, IRL I am. But in this fine game, an apocalyptic event has occurred that has rendered all the cars unable to be driven. Verily, it has rendered them unable to be siphoned for their fuely contents. Or else we might all be swimming in lantern fuel. So which of these glorious garments are worth repairing? Well, this point is currently moot, for it is after 2 a.m. in the morning, meaning if I should like to repair one item's clothing, I must then throw away much of my lantern fuel, much of said lantern fuel. And this shall not pass, for I shall be most restrictive in the use of my storm lantern fuel at this current point in time. Shakespearean actor. By chance, this might have passed the bear, so that I may verify an unfavorable wind direction in order that I find out No, that's Canadian. Find out whether or not there are indeed 2 fire locations on top of the glorious Bear Kill Rock. The wind direction seems most unfavorable for such a test. We shall have to come back and fight another day. So, if I sleep 2 hours... No, that's Brooklyn. If I sleep 2 hours... hours... Dude, where the bed at? Come on. I was thinking I could eat and sleep 2 hours, eat, drink, and sleep 10. Just to have this pass. Sounds like a plan. Since we're eating anyway, then. Well, that was a misplay. So let's break it off. And let's sleep to... I should go by weather changes, as always. So yeah, 3 hours. 3 hours. And I shall know what weather I can be expecting. Oh. It's just easier with the Storm Lantern because there's a bunch of things to get snagged on in here. So tonight's goal is to avoid the bear and establish a campfire spot. I shall drop a stick or a burnt out flare to mark the spot where that is closest to me getting up there, which is here. That would be a bad play. Drop a stick here. And a stick here. Make sure. Actually, I need to move it out so I can see it. What this will do is let me gauge the distance to the bear. And this in turn shall tell me whether I shall be able to beat the bear to the rock. And this will go down in history as the most well-planned murder of all time. I should have anchored the fire at the fire barrel first. I might have done better had I done this. Lorenzo, welcome my friend. Love the stream, but that accent is forcing me out of lurk. I keep thinking I have clicked on some Downtown Abbey link. Re-engages lurk mode. Yeah, I guess it's not for everybody. I should say it's not for everyone, this accent. Might not be able to get my teeth if the bear's outside, but this is fine. Just need a couple. And the crappiest torches known to man. These torches are most depressing. They are most depressing. I heard him. He was stalking me. On the outside of this fine establishment. And don't you know, he may still have to sprint off energy in the dark in this place in order to sleep for as long as I should like. I think I must do with 6 hours of sleep or similar, for it is time to fight the bear. My condition is fine and dandy for such an event, because it must pass without fail, and then I shall take no damage at all. Four hours with a coal fire that may very well burn out. I wish I had brought more coal with me, that I may add 4 coal to each fire to have one of them fires wind protected, you see, for said 4 hours. However, if I am quick, break off the moment I turn cold, I may well have some coal left with which to immediately light a fire and pass the remaining time to kill off the beast. Oh my god, this is hard work, because I have to work my diaphragm to, make my voice ominous. This is hard work. I want some hugs in chat. Just kidding. So, where are we? Perhaps it should be best to read a book in the morning to increase my fire skill. How close are we to fire making 5? Fire starting 4. Far away from fire starting 5. This in turn means that this book is now mere kindling. It's mere kindling to my desires and dreams. My bare dreams. I shall dream sweet dreams in this radio tower, feasting on the fond memory of this sweet, sweet, vengeful bear kill. What was I doing again? I need to sprint off my energy, sleep 6, have some birch bark teas on me. I could drink those because I don't need them for the bear kill. And just be ready and hope that around noon tomorrow the fog won't roll in before I get eyes on the bear. The bear. The bear called Stavro. Stavro must die. I keep zoning out. Come on, get on with the gameplay. How boring. Clothes are fine. Stop looking at your clothes. They are most beautiful. They are most beautiful garments of clothing. They are most beautiful. However, I have a kill to prepare. Fox pit. Okay, good night. Good bear hunting. Yeah, I'll nail him. I'm gonna end the stream soon. Just gonna kill this bear. Everything has been prepared now, so should be a quick. So the play is obviously to add 1 coal when I get eyes on the bear. Shoot him, pass 1 hour, add a coal, pass 1 hour. Rinse and repeat. So, sprint off some energy. Get that done. Now, if I was prepared to take a risk, as I said, if I were prepared to risk the struggle, this would be no problem, but because I can't and shan't, it raises the stake. It must be a 100% bear kill, and not only that, the bear must not be able to run away and make it impossible for me to find him. Because everybody can just... Bears are easier than wolves and easier than moose to kill, right? You just let loose an arrow, bleed them, go someplace and do stuff. Preferably outside so don't reset them, but... Nevertheless, this should be my last sprint, or maybe 1 more. I need more than 6, I think. So is this the wrong play? Yeah, I should be happy with less condition restoration and wake up exactly at noon. Thing is, I think I'll get a bonus. Well, I don't know why I think that. It should be exactly calculable. I can leave 5.5. That is 5.5, which is not 6, so another hour. Okay. And then I'll wake up just before noon, and then I'll still be able to, if I don't get the bear the first time, I'll be able to. Well, I need to be outside, and it needs to be warm, so it needs to be 6.5, or at least over 6 hours. That should reasonably place me, but I'm gonna do that again. And then, if the bear's right outside, the first time I look out, I can't hunt him, and then I'll go inside. Pass 1 hour, or pass some time, and be ready and waiting. So we are preparing the a perfect murder. I'm getting a bit of a headache. I'm not cut out for this. So eat. Well, that was wasteful. I had birch bark teas. So let's just drink one then. No use. How many do I have? That's fine then. That's a perfect loadout. And then sleep for as long as the game will let me. And if the bear is outside, I'll be able to gauge whether I can get to the rock. I can start a fire, start the water or whatever. Wait for him. 6, 7. Yeah, I need 7. That is now past noon and we have a blizzard. Of course. Well, that's fine then. I should drop my maple. And my birch. Because, well, I'll be in here for a while. I can still make water, so let's do that. Wasting firewood. So let's actually break down furniture in here if we can. Though I think there's only metal in here. And I did a stick run yesterday, so there won't be any new sticks outside. I feel like I'm painting myself into a corner, but I need this to be the perfect opportunity. So how many cattails? 13. I can stretch that to 3 days, possibly. And instead of water, well, let's break down some torches. I think I have a bunch. There is another kill method. If the distance is long enough, I can plant 3 arrows in him. With archery 3, right? Archery 3, which is not a lot. So it is a risk, and I don't want to take a risk. But yeah. It might end in 1 hour. So, just pass time, nothing to break down from wood, right? Or there might have been a small crate or two here and I would have taken it. So there should be a weather change right about now. We shall see. Does not seem so. So another 2 hours. So this should place the bear in his bear cave, which means I should have some time to prepare the bear kill. We shall see. Won't he? Well, actually, I might not have. Might have been a locker here. Nope. So, drop that. Drop that. Well, actually, yeah. I'm probably not gonna need the Stormland. Well, I need it on me until the bear kill. Then I can drop it. Preferably outside the door. And I have no cloth to my name. Plenty of bandages. Plenty of lichen bandages. I can make myself useful a little bit. And then sleep 1 hour. And there's my weather change. Perfect. So, bear hunt ho. Should be warm-ish. Is not warm-ish. So he's too near right now anyway. Which means I may have to wait for a good while for him to be back here, but let's just pass some time here. That's too little. So now my arch enemy is the wind. Nope. Well, yes. Because it seems to be... Well, the nearest one might be wind protected. Why is it so bad weather in Pleasant Valley when you want to kill a bear? Anyway, let's check firewood and get water on, and if not, let's go for a stick run. Oh, I have water. Never mind. Planned ahead. Let's pretend that I planned ahead. Oh, I can just as well go here. Unless there's an abyss of some sort. Now, I can take cold damage, but I cannot take hypothermia. So if my thinking is right, he just went past here on his patrol. I passed some time to send him on his way, and it will be a bit of time before he's back. But next weather change is in half an hour, so... Good point. Do I have stones? I do. And yes, we break down. Oh no, we don't break down. Branches for cold damage. Good thing is I can sprint all I want. Or maybe we do. No weather change yet, just some threatening wind gusts. Don't see any loose sticks, so let's grab some. I thought I heard him. There's my weather change, no wind. That is most excellent. So I'm very tempted to just make water on the rock there and await the return of the bear. So let's do that. I don't have to go inside to do that, so reasonably in the 2 hours it takes to make 2 liters, I should be warm again and have the bear around. Don't pick up that stick. I will not go inside and warm up because that might reset him. And I want him walking on his patrol right now. The reason for going back is to get my pots. And to drop off my storm lantern in front of the door. I have the worst visibility of the day. But it will be worth it. And if nothing else, we get water out of it. And because this was the hardest spot to hit, I think I want to light my fire here. That might turn out to be the wrong play, but I can light 2 fires and have the other one going, but I think I will be forewarned when he comes here. So let's do this. Let's get the bear. I definitely want to be crouching because that's what I want. I want him to not go for me, or I want him to get scared. Lovely. May have some glimpses of good visibility before it turns to crap. Now it doesn't matter if he turns into an Aurora bear. That is just fine. I am warm here, so. Wish I had some raw meat on me. I hear crows. That means I have to leave this rock, and I think it's the deer carcass below the rope stone there. Probably at one point I should make it a point to come here just to attach the rope to that rope stone. Just to open it up. I'm gonna be right back. So I'm thinking of a source of raw meat. And obviously the obvious answer, because there's no wind, I'll go kill a wolf. Harvest a couple of slivers, bring the meat back here. I should be at the right side of this rock now. What could happen, of course, is the fire could blow out, but then I'll just relight the other one. Sounds like a plan. And even if there's wind right now, I'll just switch to my flare and get. I need a crit though. That's probably doable. Right now I have 2 hours with no change in weather, so... And should I meet the bear on the road here? Well, that's exactly what I want. Just need to make sure he doesn't bypass me, that's all. Could have warmed up a little bit first. I could have placed my bedroll. Here, boy. Here, boy. I say here, boy. And then I don't listen for the direction of... There you are. Unfortunately, it's the blind dude. Now I have to risk it. I need this. There we go. Now I can decide where to kill him. Not a lot of sticks in these woods, gotta say. I'd rather drag him back, because he would then be an infinite source of both allure and food. Come here, boy. Got a stick for you to fetch. Look at my hypothermia. Ah! And I'm gonna take cold damage if I don't let him run. Yeah, that's why I need to be warm. But he's sort of at the end of the road here. So I can kill him off and have him right here where I want him. Lovely. Should have eaten first. But hypothermia is lower, so this is all fine. That's the last coal I waste on this particular fire. This fire will, if the bear doesn't show up, it's going to be cooking some food for me. Weather change coming right up, so I'm not super warm. So I still can't go inside. It seems like this spot is made for this. That's warm enough. He doesn't want anything to do with me, this bear. That's gonna be fine, because I'm just gonna take a couple slivers for the moment. I heard he died over here. Really, Hinterland? Really? Okay. I need to eat again. I have plenty of wolf meat now. Could have taken a torch though. That's 3 lines of stink. Initiated. And I have warmth in me still, so for now, just to control when I get the wolf, the bear. I'll take yay much for food. And let's hope that we get the bear over here. And I shouldn't go there, I should go here. So that pisses me off. He's been going back and forth to the raid tower for 2 days. And now that I'm ready for him, he wants to stay away, huh? Nice and warm and toasty. Lovely. And we saved the water even. We'll take that off. And I'll wear the stink, thank you very much. I shouldn't crouch it now actually. I'll crouch and drop my stink when he gets around. Annoying, most annoying. And I mean reasonably, me passing time here should bring him around. Drink all the birchbark tea, because we have more where that came from. And actually, let's make that a warm-up as well. Yeah, we're staying here all through the night if necessary. We're staying here until we get like 3 hours, and even then we can drink some coffee. I guess the wind will kick me away from here. But now I have a weapon, now I have stink. And this is what I talked about, the bad visibility, snow in the air. So weather chain coming up right now and then 1 hour from now. Most annoying. But now I have food. Now I can stay here for a week if I have to. Sleep back all my condition. All of that good stuff. No weather change, so we are good right now. We are golden. Don't want to do that. I would rather cook some more. I don't want to block the slot. I have plenty of water now. Make this my base. Annoying friggin' bear. He's been away from here now for half a day. We've certainly had bears out at night. Why is this dude not playing ball? One of the best ways to get a bear is to harvest while carrying stink. However, then I'll be over there, and he by me might be too near. That's the problem. So let's drop the stink. Prolong. Well, I don't need to prolong the fire. That him? No, that's a tree. Contact. I just hate for it to be a generic, one arrow and then flare gun kill. I'd hate that. And currently, if I get a blizzard, I can't pass 4 hours because I'm too low condition. But I'll worry about that point when I get to it. He doesn't want anything to do with me. I should be looking down here instead. Damn bear. I didn't reset you. Why did you decide not to come back? I played this perfectly and you're not cooperating, bastard. I should save these actually. For when I go to bed instead of wasting them on it. So I guess I lost my 1% condition from coming back from the wolf. So let's pick up some stink. Now, stink will also attract wolves, of course, but that's just more meat for me because there's no aurora. So I'm not worried about that, so just pass time here. He wants nothing to do with me. So, let's just cook this up and make some water and head inside and sleep 10 hours. I gave him every chance, every single chance. So 46, that's gonna make it, and then I can make half a liter easy. Leave all this here, bring this back on my person. Leave the stink right here and grab some more wolf meat on the way to the tower. Should be good. So actually that birch bark warm-up was not a complete waste. I'm gonna have a last long look for the bear. I've certainly reset my cabin fever risk, so it was good of me to drop the wolf right here because I can just scale the fence to get safely inside. Nevertheless, I'll take all of him, thank you. Now, if the fire wasn't burning, I wouldn't go back here. So now I'm exhausted, so I will have the lowest chance of a crit ever. So, even if the bear appears now, it's not worth. It's not worth the arrow, because we'll have a low crit chance. The Norwegian, welcome. No, I am definitely not. They are not. They might glitch out in a spot that you think is near fire and therefore you think they're afraid of fire, but no. Unless they made them afraid of fire and then did not make them afraid of fire and then made them afraid of fire again? No. For right now, I need enough health so that I can pass time to kill him off, to not have to go all over Pleasant Valley to find the bear kill. This bear is dead already, he just doesn't know it yet. It's just about getting him in the right position and getting the perfectly safe bear kill. So I've been waiting for the bear now, the Norwegian, for half a night, more than half a night, in fact 9 hours, thinking he would be on his patrol, he'd be back here, especially from me picking up stink. But it didn't work out that way, but tomorrow I'll be able to get him outside. It's all gonna be good. Didn't get enough wolf meat cooked. Yeah. Some players have experienced bears freezing randomly, but I think that's random and nothing to do with the location of the fire. So we got wolf meat for tomorrow evening, and we have birchbark tianas, but I don't think I'll use that now. And I sort of refuse to use a stem to prepare for the bear kill because it would show me off as weak. Right now, that's the play though. I have 3 stems, and I'm not going to need a single one for the bear kill. So just to make it better for me tomorrow, in case the bear decides to pay me a visit. Let's have that right now. Now I'll wake up at like 1 p.m. and have pretty decent fatigue. If I don't sprint, I'll be just fine. Just need to wait for this to wear off, obviously, before I can sleep 10. And then I can even moderate and sleep more, should the bear not play ball. And then it's up to wind. I need to be on the rock so it's exposed to wind. One of the fires are. It's going to be the most well-planned murder in the history of the Long Dark, I think. And just as that hits, I spent 9 hours outside in the night, you bastard game. It should definitely not hit me 5 minutes after I go inside. But I know that it's safe to sleep 10 hours just after you sleep to 10 hours when it's this low. It starts between here and here. And then you can sleep 10, no problem. But yeah, cabin fever might be my worst enemy right now, so I'll be more and more desperate to get the bloody bear kill. Now there is a cave nearby, and I killed a wolf near it, so I could go there. Pass some time in the day, be warm. So this is fine now. Won't have to waste many of my... I could even drink coffee because I'm totally exhausted, and by drinking coffee I get calories plus 1 hour of energy, and that will make it 11 hours of energy if I sleep 10. And eat another cattail, sleep 10, should be fine. Even if I get cabin fever, I can work it off in the cave. But I won't. It will be high, 60%. No, it won't. Look at that. So weird. Didn't budge at all. Weird. But I am thankful because I can just head on over to the cave if I need to and delete the cabin fever risk. So how much water? How about leaving some here? Make sure you don't equip. So let's see if the bear wants to play ball. Yes, let's go. Drop 5. Now sprint. Equip. Flare gun. Need to try to beat him to the rock there. And I have no sprint. That was not very well planned, so let's crouch. Oh boy, we're gonna have a bear kill, boys and girls. It's cold as hell, but it's fine. Just mosey on up here. Wow, my heart is beating. Should be beating. I am Bond. Unnamed Bond. This is my arch enemy. This is my arch enemy. His name is Stavro. He must surely die. So that's what my plan was for. To have him mosey on up here. And me being... Actually, I should light the other fire instead, so that's actually good. I'm gonna pile on the coal and firewood on this lovely, beautiful fire. And he shall regret the day he laid his paws on me. He shall suffer and die. I am going all in on this bear kill. Fuck off. 1 second earlier, and I would surely... You can't touch this. Well, I bled him. We can pass time. Here comes the wind. Here comes the wind. Stavro, where are you? Well, it's actually safe to pass time. The reason we... No. Bears killed. Bears killed. Bears killed. 1. We got him. That bear was unbearable. And now he's just unable. So that's how you kill a bear. Safely. 100% safely. It was almost not safely because it took too long. Should have lit this fire first. But yeah, he's dead and he's right nearby. So let's just go harvest his ass. I don't need to harvest his ass. Should be right here. Ah, so Stavro, you have been defeated. Utterly defeated. Well, I just start quartering him. Break off when I get cold. Get back to him. We're gonna feast. We're gonna feast. We we are to have a great banquet in the honor of Bond, unnamed Bond, who has just deleted his archenemy Stavro. And he has served his revenge cold, most cold, 50 days cold. And it was most satisfying. Well, the purpose of the fire, I don't mind the coal being wasted there. Because the wind direction changed and all that. This is actually still warm, so I should pass time here. Should have broken off sooner. Yeah, I knew it said 6 minutes. I should have put a stick on and then pass time. Anyway, we have cooked food. For the moment, we are high. We are high condition. We are in great shape, and we have a dead bear. And he died before I went inside, so he will stay there. And he will provide great abundance of Shakespearean bear meat. So I don't mean to brag, but yeah, that's how you do it. So that's basically the purpose of the stream and the end of the stream. So, and it's midnight here. So yeah, Mr. Bond has killed his archenemy, Ernst Stavro Bearfeld. So the purpose of the fire there, I made it long in the 4 hours, and then I started passing, and I matched up the time to 1 p.m. And I knew that I would have no weather change until now, which is not 4 hours, but 3 hours. And then I passed time until I heard the thump of him dying to kill him off, because I knew I bled him. I put 2 arrows in him. And the purpose of the fire meant nothing for the bear hunt. However, I placed those fires there in advance, one on each side of the rock, depending on wind direction. So one of those 2 fires, if one of them died out, I would still have this much firewood to light a fire on the other side of that, other side of the top of the rock, and continued to pass time in case I didn't hit him very well. But I got in two good hits, and that's what made him die in under an hour, I think. Around an hour. Which meant I didn't have to pass that much time, but then this weather change came. It took a while from 1 p.m. to get the bear over there. So it would have been like 2 p.m., 2 hours after afternoon. And therefore I didn't, all I could do was go to the carcass, start quartering it until it got cold for about 40 minutes, and then the weather change came. Well, actually the weather change came when I was walking back to the fire, as I recall it. So yeah, sweet, sweet revenge. So on day 6, I got mauled by this bear. Well, I didn't. Mr. Bond did, and he has exacted sweet revenge, served cold on day 55. So the purpose of this character was not to have this revenge arc played out this way. It was to get very early crafted clothing and forging done, and also to test if there were any changes to loot levels, and also to find out if feathers, the glitch with feathers not dropping had been fixed, and it's still the same. Because on day 20, when I started making arrows, you should deduct 2 days from this because it says day 55, but I've survived 53. So on day 18, then back at the dam. Well, on day 20, 18 point something days after I started playing, I was back at the dam and started crafting arrows, and then I could make exactly 9 arrows from looting for feathers incessantly. And that's not enough. That's a bug. That's a glitch. So they haven't fixed that. So I wanted to test that on this new Loper character, and I also wanted to make a better start. So this is a good start. I've been around and I've gotten stuff done. The only thing I haven't done is starting to hunt bear or moose. But in general, this is a good start. If you can start making your arrows 18 days in, and if you can start making crafted clothing, what was it, 25? I think I was still looking for feathers here. And these days should be deducted then. If the feathers bug and glitch wasn't in the game, I wouldn't have to go back to camp office and look at the corpses again. And so 4 days, let's say 4 days, deduct that from this. And this is when I started making crafted clothing. So on day 24, I had, well, starting day 24, something like day, let's just see when it ended then. Because I would have done all the crafting. Obviously, you need to leave and sleep in the ravine in between crafting. So somewhere around, well, I hung around before I left. So I hung around for a week. So 33, 29, day 29. Let's say day 29. I had the wolfskin coat, the rabbitskin hat, the rabbitskin mitts, the deerskin boots, and the deerskin pants. So that's, to me, a good start. Maybe other people can push harder and things, but it's a decent start. Day 29, this kind of clothing and bow and arrows. I also did a quite long forge. I did 2 hatchets, 1 knife, 26 arrowheads, and I came back and I could make 9 arrows. But I wanted that forge to last me 100 days, and it will. Because I have 17 arrows. 17 arrows. And the only thing that's holding that back is feathers. Otherwise, I would have had 26 arrows now. So yeah, I'm gonna thank you for watching, and I'm gonna see if I can raid up one of my friends on Twitch who is playing a survival game. So let's see who's playing. So it was quite slow at the end there, and I did practice my British Shakespearean accent. I didn't say any words during that sentence that would suggest that I was practicing my British enunciation. However, this has been the case for most of the stream, and I'm tired as hell. It's like 1 a.m. here. Let's see who's playing, and let's raid them up if you're willing. I'm gonna call them all out. You can select between them. Um, Fishman is playing Doom. Wow, that's not a survival game, but if you enjoy Doom, by all means, check him out. Watch him do the shooter thing. And the Deadpool is playing Long Dark. Maybe he just started because he's in American New Loper Picture Hunt. So he's hunting for the Polaroids. Seems interesting. They should be in the major location like Quonset, Farmhouse, gas station, or Grey Mothers, or Farmhouse in Milton, etc. But um, Miss Hellcat is playing the Forest. I rated her up yesterday. So how about distributing my graces? And Athenon is playing the Long Dark, and he's a nice guy. Entertaining. If you want to hit him up, please do. I think I'm going to raid up the Deadpool and see what he's up to with the Polaroids. So have fun with the Deadpool, and I'll be seeing you probably tomorrow as well. And on Tuesday, there's my first stream anniversary, and I hope many will join and take part in the giveaway, so that the giveaway will become a good one. So definitely be back on Tuesday. I'm gonna do a special, have a special surprise for what I'm gonna do, and it will be a glorious time with the giveaway and some other things during the event. And actually, I hope to get 200 followers. As you can see, my goal down there, in my first year of streaming on Twitch. For right now, have fun with Deadpool. See you tomorrow.